Peace to you in the mighty and the awesome name of Yeshua HaMashiach. Hallelujah. This is part 4 of the series on the sins of the northern kingdom of Israel. In this part, we will look at the verdict of the Most High and the punishment that the Most High sent upon the northern kingdom of Israel for their sins and apostasy. The Most High's verdict on the northern kingdom of Israel was that they provoked him most bitterly. Hosea chapter 12 verse 14. And he declared through his servant that they broke the covenant. That's Hosea chapter 6 verse 7. And mind you, the covenant had two conditions. That he would bless the Israelites if they obeyed him, and that he would curse the Israelites if they disobeyed him. So the blessings, including them to be the head or above all the nations of the earth, was dependent on their obedience to the covenant. So when the Most High declared that they broke the covenant, that means they wanted to be cursed, because that's the flip side of the covenant, that he would curse them in the event of their disobedience. So our Israelite ancestors, obviously, they transgressed the covenant that they made with the Most High, so he had to curse them. And unfortunately, these curses are generational curses. You can read about that in Deuteronomy 28 verse 46. And one of the curses of disobedience was that they would be scattered throughout the earth. You can read about that in Deuteronomy 28 verse 64. So the Most High proclaimed that the Israelites of the northern kingdom would scatter beyond the river Euphrates in the easterly direction in 1 Kings chapter 14 verse 15. And he expounded more specifically in the Bible verses provided on the screen that the Israelites would be subjected to an Egypt-like slavery in Assyria. And let me just pause here and ask you all a question. What is Egypt famous for? Egypt is famous for pyramids. So when the Most High said our Israelite ancestors would be subjected to an Egypt-like slavery in Assyria, he meant that the Israelites, as they migrated beyond the river Euphrates, beyond Assyria, as they become scattered peoples in the east, they would also identify with pyramids, because their captivity would be Egypt-like captivity. So they would begin to build pyramids. Now, I don't know about other people in Papua New Guinea, but for me personally, my ancestors, they migrated from Sialum. So they firstly settled in Sialum, in Tewasiasi district. And then they migrated about 30 to 40 kilometers north of where we are now. And the Bombongara Point in Sialum, you can see that on the screen, actually looks like a steps pyramid. And the Most High also said that the Israelites would be naked, they would live in huts and booths, they would become nomads, they would be colonized, and be subjected to foreign monarchs. And of course, they would identify with each and every single one of the curses of disobedience in Leviticus 26 and Deuteronomy 28. So between 725 BC and 720 BC, the Most High sent the Assyrians, and they went to Samaria and they conquered the Israelites of the northern kingdom, and they took them captive to Assyria. Then the king of Assyria did something to prevent the Israelites from returning back to their land. He devised a plan to permanently displace the Israelites, that they should not return back to their land. And so he brought people from 5 nations: Babylon, Ava, Hamad, Kutha, and Sepharvaim. And now, specifically, I'd like to draw your attention to the word Sepharvaim. So that's where the Sephardic Jews of today got their name from, Sepharvaim. And these people were Gentiles, and they were brought into the land of Israel by the king of Assyria. And he placed these foreigners in Samaria, and they became known as the Samaritans in the gospel. So out of all the Israelites that were taken captive, only one single priest. Of course, it was not from the house of Levi, because the Israelites of the northern kingdom, they had all the Levites expelled from the borders of the northern kingdom of Israel. So when this one single priest returned, he was obviously not from the house of Levi. So he returned to teach the ways of the Most High to these Gentiles. Because when these Gentiles, they settled in Samaria, the lions began to attack them. So this priest, this Israelite priest, he taught them the ways of the Most High. But these foreigners still clung to their idols. So they were actually half-hearted Gentile converts. You can read about their story in 2 Kings chapter 17. So 2 Kings chapter 17 outlines the conquest of the northern kingdom of Israel by the Assyrians. And the Israelites of the northern kingdom of Israel never returned to the land as a freed people up to this day. Thank you.